Good morning to all. I am Subramaniam from SNS College of Technology at Automobile Engineering Department. This week, we are going to see about the electromagnetic braking system. Nowadays, while you are applying the brake in the automobile vehicles, sometimes vehicles may be stopped at the instant, and if the vehicle is running at a too much at a higher speed, when the brake is applied, the vehicle moves to a certain distance and then it comes to stop it. For that, we are now using a new model of electromagnetic braking systems. That electromagnetic braking system means by applying the brakes, we are using the electronics and magnetic power also in the same system. Apart from the hydraulic brakings or else the pneumatic brakings, we are using electronics and as well as the magnetic power also. How it works, you can see here. Here we use the principle of electromagnetism principle to achieve the frictionless braking system. This tends to increase the lifespan and reliability of the brakes, since no friction leads to a less wearing out of brakes, and also it requires less maintenance and oiling also. And this is an upcoming technology replacement for the traditional braking system, which is of a hydraulic or the pneumatic braking systems. And heavy vehicles are using about the hydraulic systems, where there may be hydraulic oil leakage as well as the certain failures may be occurring in the hydraulic braking systems. So we go for the magnetic power itself here. The main purpose behind the proposed use is to the brakes has to use of the brakes in the vehicles that is of a frictionless itself. This leads to visibly less maintenance cost due to the friction, no friction and no oiling. Also, traditional braking system are prone to slipping, while this is a guarantee to apply to the brakes of the vehicle, and it stops at the instant itself. So, without the friction or need of lubrication, so without the friction or need of the lubrication, this technology is preferred a replacement of the traditional braking system itself. Also, it is quite smaller in size compared to the traditional braking systems. To make the electromagnetic braking work, a magnetic flux is passed in a direction perpendicular to the rotating direction of the wheel itself. We see eddy currents flowing in the direction opposite to the rotation of the wheel. This creates an opposing force to the wheel rotation, and it slows down the wheel itself. Thus, we achieve the electromagnetic braking system as a better braking system for the future automobiles. So, this electromagnetic braking system consists of the magnets placed on the rims of the tires, and electromagnets are placed on the parallel to these magnets itself. When the magnets are placed on the rims of tires and the electromagnets are placed as a stationary parallel to these magnets. When the electromagnet is energized, the magnets on the rim of the tire lock with the electromagnet, thus anti-lock braking is initiated. The principle of the braking involves the conversion of kinetic energy into thermal energy. When activating the brakes, a stopping force several times as powerful as the force that puts the car in a vehicle in motion is activated and disappears. The associated kinetic energy as a heat. Brake arrests the speed in the short period regards as of how fast the vehicle is going on. Never mind of the speed of the vehicle. An electronic brake uses an electric actuation but transmits torque mechanically. When the brake receives the voltage or current, the coil is energized, creating a magnetic field. The field turns the coil into the electromagnetic that creates a magnetic link of flux. The magnetic flux attracts the armature. The armature and the hub usually are mounted on the rotating shaft. The coil attraction to the armature and the hub brings the shaft to a stop in a short amount of time. When the brake is no longer receives the current, the armature can then turn into the shaft. In the most type of electromagnetic brakes, spring holds the armature away from the braking surface when the power releases, creating a small air gap. Thus, we seen about the electromagnetic system in this view. We'll later in the next view, I'll see about the any other new trends in the automobiles. Thank you for listening, and thank you very much. With this, I am closing my lecture on the electromagnetic braking system. Thank you, sir.